Smart One Marketing, igniting your potential.
Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big ideas shaping our world. Today, we're diving into a massive shift in how we find information online and, what it really takes to stand out now that Google's in its new AI-powered era. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start by getting our bearings in this new landscape. Then we're going to hit the 3 big pillars for success, making sure your user experience is top-notch, proving you're an authority, and creating content that's actually helpful. Then we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan you can start using right away. First things first, the most important thing to get is that this isn't just some small algorithm tweak. We need a whole new way of thinking. Seriously. The rules of search that we've lived by for the last, decade, they're being completely rewritten. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? That old idea of if you build it, they will come, well, that's officially over. Just having a website isn't enough anymore. Growth isn't a given. You have to earn it with a much, much smarter strategy. And that leads us straight into the first new rule of search. And it's surprisingly simple, surprisingly human. It all comes down to one powerful question. How does your website make people feel? This is the question you got to ask yourself, and you have to be honest. That 1 second a leg, that button that doesn't work right, it doesn't just lose you a click. It can literally sour someone on your entire brand. And you better believe Google is paying attention to that. And if you want to put a number on that frustration, here it is. When you add up all the slow, load times and clunky designs, it wastes a staggering 15% of the potential value of your website traffic. I mean, that is a huge amount of business just left on the table because the experience wasn't smooth. So Google actually has these objective standards to measure user frustration. They're called Core Web Vitals. And what this chart shows us is pretty revealing. A huge number of websites are failing these basic tests. This isn't just a tech thing. It's a massive flashing sign telling you there's an opportunity here to get way ahead of your competition. So the first one, LCP, is all about speed. It basically just measures how long it takes for the most important thing on your page to pop up. If it's more than 2.5 seconds, people get antsy and Google notices. Then there's INP. This one's all about responsiveness. When you click a button, how fast does something actually happen? The data is pretty wild here. Over 80% of websites are failing at this. That's that laggy, annoying experience that makes you want to just close the tab. Okay, so a fast, frustration-free site gets your foot in the door. But to really win, you have to do more than that. You have to prove to Google and to your users that you're a real expert. And the key concept here is an acronym you have got to know, EAT. It stands for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Google is actively searching for signals that prove your site is a credible, reliable source of info. It wants to send people to experts, not just some random web page. Now, backlinks have always been a way to build authority, but now quality is everything. Think of a link from a respected site in your field less as a link and more like a professional endorsement. It's a powerful vote of confidence that tells Google your content is the real deal. And on the flip side, you've got this. These are low-quality backlinks from sites with absolutely no authority. These don't just not help you, they can actually hurt you. Google sees this as a cheap trick to cheat the system, and it kills the very trust you're trying to build. Real reviews from real people are another huge part of building that trust. With its recent updates, Google is prioritizing authentic reviews, and it's even pulling them in from other trusted sites right into your business profile. It's basically Google checking your public references. You can also give Google a direct helping hand with something called schema markup. The easiest way to think about it is like putting little labels on all your content. It's some code that just tells search engines, hey, this part here is an address, or this is a customer review. It just makes it way easier for them to understand what they're looking at. All right, let's move on to the final piece of this puzzle, and frankly, it's the biggest one yet. Search isn't just about finding websites anymore. It's about getting answers. This is the fundamental change. It used to be Google gave you a list of 10 blue links and basically said, here you go figure it out. But now, with its AI overviews, Google's trying to do the work for you, summarizing the best info to give you the answer directly. Your content now has to be the answer. Now, this whole transition to AI answers, it hasn't exactly been seamless. When AI overviews rolled out to everyone in May 2024, people immediately started finding some really weird, incorrect answers. It went viral, and Google had to come out and promise they'd make it better. It shows this is all still pretty new, but the direction of travel is crystal clear. So, with all this change, what are the actual concrete things we should be doing? How do we put this all into practice? Let's boil it all down to a clear 4-step action plan. 1. Master your core web vitals. Make your site fast and frustration-free. 2. Build up real-world authority by getting authentic reviews on platforms that Google already trusts. 3. Use schema markup to label your content so search engines can easily understand it. And finally, and this is the most important one, you have to shift your entire mindset to focus on being genuinely helpful and directly answering the questions your audience has. In the end, this is really the question that defines this whole new era of search. The websites that are going to win are the ones that become trusted, helpful experts, not just another option in a long list of links. That, right there, is the key to thriving in Google's AI future.